The skyscrapers of Manhattan, New York City, the Big Apple. Not far away, out on Long Island, stands Belmont Park, built on a grand scale, and the scene Saturday of the final jewel of racing's Triple Crown, the mile-and-a-half Belmont Stakes. In the infield of Belmont Park, plaques honoring all 11 Triple Crown winners. The last, of course, being affirmed in 1978. The question is, will there be a 12th plaque on Saturday night? Because California Chrome is on the brink of the Triple Crown after winning the Kentucky Derby by a length and 3/4 the first Saturday in May. And then on to Baltimore to Pimlico, where he won the Preakness in impressive fashion. And now he comes to Belmont Park and the test of a champion with a chance to become the 12th winner of the Triple Crown. Morning line odds say he has a good chance. He is the heavy favorite, 3-5 on California Chrome to win the Belmont Stakes on Saturday. Welcome to Belmont Park. Tom Hammond, Randy Moss, and Jerry Bailey. And the big question is a simple one. Can he do it?
Well, if appearances are any answer to that question, yes. He looks like a picture here, looks perfect. He trained perfect at Belmont Park since arriving 2 weeks ago. And the speed and the acceleration that he used for the Kentucky Derby and winning the Preakness aren't really going to be his major tools in the Belmont. It's all about stamina. Can he get the extra 1/4 mile, and can his jockey, Victor Espinosa, ride another flawless race as he did in the first two? Something many jockeys haven't done in trying to win the Triple Crown since 1978.
And there are no shortage of obstacles in his path. I mean, he's running for the 3rd time in 5 weeks. How much gas does he have left in the tank? And he's lined up against a bunch of horses who are much more lightly raced and fresher by comparison. And then there's the history standpoint. Since affirmed in 78, 11 horses have tried and failed to do this at the Belmont Stakes, including horses who were stronger favorites than California Chrome, like Spectacular Bid and Smarty Jones and Big Brown. Can he do it? Yes. But it's going to be tough.
And he'll have a target on his back, won't he? The other jockeys will be looking at him all the time.
Well, it's enough when you win the Derby going to the Preakness, you have somewhat of a target. But when you win them both, the target gets bigger. Every jockey in there has to beat you. So, yes, indeed, there will be a lot of eyeballs from other jockeys on California Chrome.
And, yes, you hear that he looks good. He hasn't lost weight. He's training well. His energy level seems good. But that can be very misleading, as we've seen in the past. The good horses always look like they do it easily.
Well, that's the big day coming up on Saturday, the running of the Belmont Stakes. We'll have live coverage Friday, though, at 5 p.m. Eastern with Belmont Access. But now we take you back to Belmont Classics 2002, 2003, and 2004.
And here are the horses for the Belmont. Number 1, Artex 2, a real long shot. His first stakes race, an ambitious placing for him, ridden by Jose Santos, who won the 99 Belmont on Lemon Drop Kid. The 2 is Like a Hero, new to the Triple Crown Trail. Comes off 3 straight wins, including one in the Alydar Stakes at Hollywood Park. First Belmont starter for trainer Bo Greeley. Pat Day, though, has won it 3 times. The 3 horse, and expected to show early speed, Wiseman's Ferry. Ore Chavez 0 for 8 in the Belmont Stakes. Wiseman's Ferry has won 2 in a row. The last one, the Lone Star Derby, raced in Europe before coming to the U.S. Raced for Coolmore, was a stablemate of Johannesburg. The 4-horse Essence of Dubai in the Godolphin colors. Jerry Bailey has had 3 different mounts in the Triple Crown races. Remember, Essence of Dubai acted up at the Derby through the rider, but not today. He was 9th at Churchill Downs. The 5-horse is Sunday Break, trained by Neil Drysdale, who won the Belmont with AP Indy in 92 after taking the Peter Pan into prep. Same trip as Sunday Break, who is Japanese bred, owned by Koji Maeda of Japan, who's seeing him run for the first time. The 6-horse Perfect Drift, his first start outside Kentucky. The name refers to a fly fishing technique. Eddie Delahousie has a great record in the Belmont Stakes. He's won 2 of 3 in the Belmont. 3rd in the Derby, past the Preakness, Perfect Drift. Puzzlement, the 7, was scratched with a foot injury. 8 is Medaglia d'Oro. He's made every race in the Triple Crown Trail, but after 4th in the Derby, a disappointing 8th in the Preakness. Kent DeSormo 0 for 4. In the Belmont, Bobby Frankel looking for his first Triple Crown win. Proud Citizen. Mike Smith, those 7 Belmont titles, but 0 for 8 in the Belmont Stakes. But Wayne Lucas, 13 Triple Crown wins. No one has won more. 3rd in the Preakness, 2nd in the Derby. Here's the 10. It is War Emblem. Victor Espinosa's brother Jose is a jockey based here. War Emblem working on 4 in a row. This would be the big one. He could be the 12th winner of the Triple Crown. The 11 is Magic Wisner, the closing second in the Preakness. Bred, owned, trained, exercised by Nancy Alberts, who is making her first trip ever to Belmont Park. First race outside Maryland for Magic Wisner. Nancy Alberts bought this colt's mother, his dam, Jaisma, for $1. Richard Migliori aboard. And the 12 horses, Sarava. Kenny McPeak, who had Harlan's Holiday, now has Sarava in the Belmont Stakes. That's a greeting that means good luck to followers of the Candola religion in Brazil. Edgar Prado is up. Sarava, who raced in England before he'd been brought to the United States, comes off a 4-length win in the Sir Barton Stakes at Pimlico on Preakness Day. That's the field for the Belmont Stakes. And when we come back, the War Horse goes for the triple.
Spread your joy. Nissan. Innovation that excites.
And in the final moments before he enters the starting gate, War Emblem at 6-5, the favorites, and favorites have done well in the Belmont Stakes. Won 59 times. That's 44%. Here are the odds. Artax 2 is up to 70. Wiseman's Ferry, look for him early. 19-1. Essence of Dubai at 20. Sunday Break 7. Perfect Drift is 5. He's the second choice. Proud Citizen at 7-1. Magic Wisner at 7. And War Emblem continues to be the 6-5 favorite. There is War Emblem. Before the Preakness, they kept him sort of by himself away from the other horses. Donna Brothers, has that been the case today?
Tom, it's been exactly the case today. He galloped down past all the other horses, and as they've turned around to come back, he's just lagged behind, and Victor Espinosa has walked him along there with his feet out of the irons. He couldn't look any more calm, cool, and collected, so evidently what worked for him in the Preakness is working for him again today.
Looking at Victor Espinosa, Donna, and his body language, can you tell if he has the butterflies, a bad case of them at the moment?
Well, I'll tell you, I got a good look at him when he went by, and I was trying to see if he was nervous, but he really didn't show any signs of nervousness. He looked like he was paying close attention to his horse and trying to pick up on his horse's vibes. And he's in a very relaxed position right now himself, walking along with his feet out of the irons. They both look very relaxed, Tom. I do think that this is going to be the biggest race of Victor Espinosa's life, but he might not know it yet.
Well, Bob Baffert knows it. He's been so close. If you figure the standard racing measurement is 1 length equals 1/5 of a second, with Silver Charm and Real Quiet, he's 1/5 of a second away from having already won 2 Triple Crowns. Wayne Lucas has also had a chance at the triple. He's won more Triple Crown races than any active trainer, tied with Sonny Jim Fitzsimmons all time. The 2 rivals who have been going at it throughout this Triple Crown series. Proud Citizen, second in the Derby, third with a rough trip in the Preakness. And War Emblem, wire to wire at Churchill Downs, just off the fast early pace early at Pimlico. Here's Proud Citizen.
Probably one of the better training jobs of this year, Proud Citizen. It started out last year nicely with as a 2-year-old. Had some knee problems. Wayne gave him the time. Didn't really mean to have him for the Triple Crown, but he came along so quickly. Wayne set a very unorthodox course for this colt. Got him to the Derby in time. He ran a good race in the Derby. Wasn't quite fit enough. Then had bad luck in the Preakness. Wayne feels he's got him exactly where he wants him today.
And Chelsea, what about War Emblem? Can he do it?
I believe he can. I think just what we said earlier, though, Tom, he has got to relax, and judging by the way he's warmed up today, he looks very relaxed. He drew that outside post. Victor will have to be careful about how he gets him away from there, not to get him shaken up too much, but he doesn't want to get hung too far wide. And if he can ease him away and he gets that first half mile comfortably, he's going to be very hard to run down.
First half mile will be critical. War Emblem in the 10 post with 2 horses outside him. And the other expected speed horse, Wiseman's Ferry, in post position 3 to his inside.
And there's a close look at Magic Wisner, the horse that has been written off a little bit as a one-shot wonder, but don't count on it. He's improved and come forward with every race. He'll be closing through the stretch, second in the Preakness.
All right, the horses loading into the Starting gate for the mile-and-a-half Belmont Stakes. And at stake is the Visa Triple Crown. War Emblem trying to become the 12th to wear the crown. The moment is at hand. And here for the call is Tom Durkin.
In 2.5 minutes, 12 furlongs from now, we will have a Triple Crown winner or not for the 24th consecutive year. The final horses moving into line for the 134th running of the Belmont Stakes. Perfect Drift moving into position. Medaglia d'Oro alongside him with Kentasormo aboard. Here's Proud Citizen, and he'll be breaking right next to his rival from the Derby and the Preakness, War Emblem. War Emblem very composed as he takes his spot in the starting gate for this final jewel of the Triple Crown. Magic Wisner, second in the Preakness, strides into the gate, and 70-1 long shot Sarava on the far outside. Sarava balking just momentarily. It's a field of 11. Ready for the start.
Getting close.
Of the Belmont Stakes. And they're off. And War Emblem's quest for the Triple Crown. He did not break alertly. War Emblem was off near the back of the pack. They race for the clubhouse turn, and Medaglia d'Oro is sent today. And Wiseman's Ferry toward the inside. And there goes War Emblem now, and he splits horses as they move into the first turn. He's now third in between horses. And then on the outside, it's Proud Citizen now ranging up to be fourth. Magic Wisner is fifth. Long Shot Sarava sixth on the outside. Sunday Break no better than seventh at this point. Perfect Drift is eighth on the outside. Then Artax 2, followed by Essence of Dubai. Like a Hero trails the field. War Emblem is fourth, and he's bottled up on the inside as they make their way into the backstretch. The first quarter in 24 seconds flat. Wiseman's Ferry leads the way into the backstretch. Medaglia d'Oro running in second. Proud Citizen on the outside. And they have effectively bottled up War Emblem. He is now fourth as they continue their run down the backstretch. Hard held is War Emblem. And then Sarava's right alongside him with 7/8 of a mile to go. Then there's a break of 2.5 lengths. Back to Magic Wisner. On the outside of him, Sunday Break. Perfect Drift. Just floating along comfortably. He's about 8 or 9 lengths from the lead. They continue up the backstretch. They're halfway home in the Belmont. The pace has been a sensible one. 3/4 and 12-1. And there's an inviting opening at the inside for War Emblem. And he's making his move with 5 furlongs to go. War Emblem. Medaglia d'Oro now heads apart for the lead. Wiseman's Ferry is tailing off now. Proud Citizen is poised on the outside. Sunday Break has come alive. 4 furlongs to go. Medaglia d'Oro in an all-out battle here with War Emblem. Medaglia d'Oro by a neck. War Emblem. Proud Citizen looms a threat. He's on the outside third with 3 furlongs to go. Sarava, the big long shot, is running in fourth. Sunday Break is fifth. Magic Wisner beginning to move up now on the outside. He's 7 lengths from the lead. And War Emblem is toiling as they turn for home. Medaglia d'Oro, Sunday Break. Sarava has come on through to take the lead. And War Emblem has given way. No Triple Crown for the 24th year. Here comes Sarava and Medaglia d'Oro, though striding to the line together. Sarava on the outside. Medaglia d'Oro toward the rail. They're coming down to the finish. A huge upset is looming here. Under the line. Sarava has won the biggest long shot in the history of the Belmont Stakes at 70-1. Medaglia d'Oro was finishing second there. And farther back, Sunday Break. And a huge disappointment today for War Emblem. He was off poorly, never got rolling, and faded in the stretch. So once again, the Triple Crown will go unclaimed, but a worthy winner today in Sarava.
Well, all right, Tom Durkin, disappointment, and once again, no Triple Crown winner. But what an upset. War Emblem wound up beating only 3 horses, and perhaps we had a clue when he broke poorly. But there is Sarava, and what sweet revenge for Ken McPeak, who trains Sarava. Harlan's Holiday, the 6-1 favorite in the Derby, ran poorly in the Preakness. And then the horse was taken away from him, given to another trainer, Todd Pletcher, just this week. What happens? He comes up with a 70-1 shot to win the Belmont Stakes. So here are the prices. Sarava, $142.50, $50 and $22.40. The biggest upset since Sherlock, $132 in 1961. Medaglia d'Oro, $16, $10.60. Sunday Break, third at $7.10. The Exacta, $2,454, and the Triple paid $25,200.
Right now at Joseph A. Bank, buy one suit or a sport coat. Get
Love your skin.
And a tremendous ovation as Funny Side hit the track as the New Yorkers root for one of their own. New York, New York, with a little special meaning this year as it escorted the horses onto the track. Here's the post parade. In fact, the post parade was first inaugurated for the Belmont Stakes back in 1880. Empire Maker, the #1 horse, trained by Bobby Frankel. He is perfect 1-for-1 over this Belmont Park racetrack and a perfect 1-for-1 on an off track. Jerry Bailey in the saddle for the horse that was second 5 weeks ago in the Kentucky Derby. The 2-horse, the long shot supervisor, who's never won a stakes race. Linda Rice, the 6th female trainer to saddle a horse in the Belmont Stakes. His last race in the slop here at Belmont in the Peter Pan, he was 3rd to Go Rockin' Robin. The 3 horses, Scrimshaw, trained by Wayne Lucas, who has 13 Triple Crown wins as we continue to look at supervisor there. And there's Scrimshaw. Gary Stevens is in the saddle. Only Scrimshaw and Funny Side made every dance, running in the Derby, Preakness, and now the Belmont Stakes. And again, Wayne Lucas with 13 Triple Crown wins to his credit. I don't need to tell you what the ovation was for as the name of Funny Side was recited to the crowd here in the Saratoga stable colors, trained by Barclay Tagg. 3 for 3 over Belmont Park, and a first and a second in his 2 races on and off track. There's the 5-horse Dynaver. Edgar Prado won this race on Sarava, a 70-to-1 shot last year. Christophe Clement, born in Paris, is the trainer. Never run on an off track. Winner of the Lone Star Derby, the Aventura, and a maiden race in his last 3 starts. And the 6-horse, 10 Most Wanted. Pat Day is in the saddle. Wally DeLassy, the trainer, with his wife Cincy, his daughter Amy accompanying the horse. Like Empire Maker, a 5-week layoff since the Derby. He won the Illinois Derby before that. He finished 9th at Churchill Downs, bumped coming out of the gate, displaced a vertebra, and visited a chiropractor to get realigned. 10 Most Wanted completes the field for the Belmont Stakes. And in the warm-up, all eyes on number 4, Funny Side, and Jose Santos. Can he do it? The fans think he can. He's the 4-5 favorite.
We're fixing to get into a pretty good gunfight.
And there is Funny Side live as they approach the starting gate for the Belmont Stakes. Donna Barton brothers on horseback. Donna, how's Funny Side acting?
Tom, he's been unbelievable. I wish everybody in America could come to Belmont and see something like this. It was unbelievable, the screams coming out of the paddock, and Funny Side has remained calm, cool, collected. He doesn't appear to have cotton in his ears, which is a trick they'll use for big crowds. Jerry Bailey went by me a minute ago and said, have you ever heard anything like this? But he had to ask me 3 times before I could hear what he said.
What'd you say, Donna?
Jerry Bailey said he had never seen or heard anything like this. I did ask Jose Santos about the track bias, and he said, at this point, there's so much rain, there is no track bias. He said 1, 2, 3, 4, path, all the same. It doesn't matter to him.
Well, I have a feeling if Funny Side wins, we haven't heard anything yet. There's the Santos family and the tension on their face. In fact, the whole crowd, it's like a bolt of electricity just shot through the stands here at Belmont Park on this cold and rainy day. And the horses have reached the starting gate. Empire Maker on the inside post will actually be loaded into stall 2 and out from there. Jose Jr. Are we about to witness history being made?
One has to wonder if it helps Funny Side, being that he is based here. He is the first horse to attempt to win the Triple Crown, which calls Belmont Park his home base since Pleasant Colony in 1981.
Look at his ears pricked. is hearing the crowd. You saw Empire Maker. He'll be the first horse to be loaded. They're having to coax him a bit. This is all new to these horses to hear this tremendous bolt of noise shooting at them. And now Empire Maker goes in. So they're being loaded for the 135th Belmont Stakes. Funny Side can win the Visa Triple Crown. Let's go to Tom Durkin for the call.
And there is Funny Side on the doorstep of destiny. Scrimshaw going into the starting gate with Gary Stevens. We're waiting for Funny Side, Dynever, and 10 Most Wanted. Funny Side, a picture of composure, and he moves into the starting gate like an old pro, 3 years old and all. Dynever moves into post position number 5, and completing the field of 6 is 10 Most Wanted with jockey Pat Day. They're in the gate and ready for the start. In the 135th Belmont Stakes, Empire Maker broke alertly. Scrimshaw right there, and Funny Side off to a very sharp beginning. And those three scrimmaging for the lead as they move into the clubhouse turn. Dynever and 10 Most Wanted just in behind, running 4th and 5th. 5 lengths back to Long Shot Supervisor. Funny Side and Scrimshaw. Funny Side on the outside. Scrimshaw toward the inside, and a change in tactics here for Funny Side today. A change of tactics from the Derby and the Preakness. He is going to be the early leader. Funny Side in front as they round the sweeping clubhouse turn here at Belmont Park. Scrimshaw will sit back in second. And Empire Maker and Jerry Bailey, they broke from the rail, but now they're on the outside. And they are tracking Funny Side intently as they make their turn into the backstretch now. Then only 3 lengths behind the front runners. On the outside is 10 Most Wanted, followed by Dynever to his inside. 6 lengths back to trailing Supervisor. The quarter in 23 and 4. The half in 48 and 3/5 seconds. Honest enough. The leader is Funny Side, tracked by his arch rival, Empire Maker, on the outside, glued to him as they continue their run down the backstretch. Scrimshaw's not far behind. He's third toward the inside. Dynever now gets a little nudge from Edgar Prado. 10 Most Wanted on the outside, sitting chilly. They're halfway through the Belmont. They've run 3 quarters in 1:13 and 2. And it's Funny Side and Empire Maker 1-2. Scrimshaw, Gary Stevens asking a bit more from him. He's down toward the inside. Dynever, 10 Most Wanted, well within striking range as the field moves into the far turn. It's Funny Side still holding that lead. The imposing presence of Empire Maker right alongside. They've been 1-2 throughout. They enter the final half mile together, and now Bailey makes his move with Empire Maker. He is at the throat latch of Funny Side. Funny Side and Empire Maker. There's nothing between them. And at the midway point on the far turn, Empire Maker pokes his head in front. Emboldened by that challenge, Funny Side fights right back. And 10 Most Wanted right there in behind them with Pat Day as the field turns for home in the Belmont. And it is Empire Maker on the outside. Santos has gone to the whip on Funny Side. Empire Maker a short lead. Funny Side is doing his best, but he's dropping back. And here comes Pat Day, and he's coming with 10 Most Wanted. Funny Side has dropped back to third. Down to the final 100 yards of the Belmont. Empire Maker Jerry Bailey asking him for everything he has. 10 Most Wanted right there with him. Here's the wire, and Empire Maker has won the 135th Belmont Stakes. He won it by a neck over 10 Most Wanted. Farther back, Funny Side checked in third, beaten 5 lengths. Well, Bobby Frankel has finally won his Triple Crown event. He has won it with Empire Maker. And for Funny Side today, a disappointing third-place effort in the test of the champion.
The Triple Crown denied again as Bobby Frankel in a near sprint to the winner's circle. He had finished second in his only 2 prior starts in the Belmont Stakes. And Jose Jr., Rita Santos' mother, the Sakatoga stable principals. Funny Side went right to the front. And that's not a bad tactic because Triple Crown winners have been the leaders in the Belmont Stakes. But Empire Maker came alongside just as he had done in the Derby, but this time he didn't hang. This time he went by and then had to hold off the challenge of 10 Most Wanted as the Triple Crown is denied one more time. There is Funny Side and Jose Santos gamely hanging on but finishing third. Empire Maker $6, $370, $280. 10 Most Wanted $580, $320. Funny Side $270, $44 exacta, and a $67.50 trifecta.
Get it in store, so go to xout.com now for your free gift and free shipping.
The wide expanse of Belmont Park on Long Island, New York, the largest track in the United States, where thoroughbred racing has been held since 1905. But never has this dowager queen of American racing seen a day like this. Despite cloudy, cool, and sometimes rainy weather, a record crowd has jammed into Belmont without the benefit of an open infield as at Churchill Downs in Pimlico. The Belmont version of an infield is the backyard, where partiers come prepared for anything. They've come by any means possible. Here pouring out of the Belmont Railroad Station, many arriving on special trains from Philadelphia. Just get here however you can to see America's newest sports hero. And now, America's most famous jockey make a run at racing immortality. Today, Smarty Jones has a date with destiny as he takes the track for the 136 Belmont Stakes, the test of a champion, a grueling mile-and-a-half for the Visa Triple Crown and a perfect 9-for-9 record. This was the scene a couple of hours ago as Chappie and Pat Chapman, Smarty's owners, arrived with that police escort here at Belmont Park for the Belmont Stakes. The Belmont is the oldest of the Triple Crown events, the 136th edition, and the longest at a mile-and-a-half. The purse is $1 million. Look at the stands packed. The umbrellas came out a few moments ago with a rain shower, but for most of the day, the rain has held off. Sometimes you see the umbrellas out anyway, but it's been off and on this afternoon. The temperature, a cool 65 degrees, seems cooler than that when the wind is blowing. Light rain at times, but the track is still fast and very fast. We've seen a track record set for 6.5 furlongs earlier today, and most all of the races have been run in very fast times. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Belmont Park. I'm Tom Hammond, and like the big crowd here today, wondering if we'll see history made this afternoon. Here's what's at stake. Smarty Jones can become only the 12th Triple Crown winner in racing history, breaking a 26-year drought. That's the longest ever. He would join Seattle Slew as only the second to complete the triple while undefeated. Counting the Belmont Stakes purse and the Visa Triple Crown bonus, he would become the all-time leading money winner with purses of $13 million. And Smarty, if he wins, will have done it while defeating the largest field any triple winner has ever faced, 8 others. The little Pennsylvania bred, the Philly Flyer, based at Philadelphia Park, owned, trained, and ridden by Triple Crown newcomers, could rewrite the record books today. Here are the odds. Master David at 25-1, Purge 17, Cayman 50-1, Birdstone at 37, Rock Hard 10 at 8-1, Royal Assault 27, Tap Dancer 39, Eddington is 16-1, and Smarty Jones 1-5. That's the most favored horse since Spectacular Beat at 1-5 in 79. Well, John Service was unknown on the Triple Crown Trail until Smarty Jones came along. A low profile is no accident for Service, who's always placed family ahead of fame.
Dear Smarty Jones, I love you because you are the best. You are a beautiful horse. You are our champion.
The letters we get from the kids are great. I mean, we get some really good ones from the kids.
I love Smarty Jones, and I want to be just like him.
Smarty says never give up. Smarty is the best horse.
In a child's mind, the story of Smarty Jones has become a real-life fairy tale. An underdog horse from humble beginnings, trained by a man more interested in family than fame, who is really just a defensive coordinator for the Bucks County Bears. John Service has found a balance between family life and the grind of the track.
My family's most important. My kids are my life. I'd love to be known as a great trainer, but I'd rather be a great dad first, you know? That's the most important thing to me. And I spend as much time as I can with my kids. You know, it goes by too fast. You don't want to miss out on that. My dad was a jockey, and he was on the road a lot. And, you know, quite frankly, growing up, we didn't get to see a whole lot of him. He didn't want any of us to get into this business. And I think the reason being because how much it took him away from home.
It was obviously lonely being away from home, but it was a very rewarding job for the kids.
I have 3 brothers and sisters. Out of the 4 of us, 3 of us were in horse racing. So he didn't do a very good job of keeping us out.
He's probably a good trainer. You gotta try hard. You gotta respect the horse. You can't treat it like it's just some animal.
John was one of those rare individuals that could do it all. He had great natural horse sense, and John was the total package.
Learned his business, had a good background, and his time with Mark Reed was really what polished him off.
And it was Mark Reed who introduced him to Roy Chapman, who was looking for a trainer to take his young colt to hallowed ground. He just knew he had something similar to those stories his father used to tell him, stories about the great ones.
He says, Dad, I got a colt that's doing them funny things he always talked about.
He's like a son to the point where he wants to make me happy. And when I bear down on him, I say, all right, you got to give me a little bit more here. And he seems to do that plus. And I just wonder, man, how good is this horse?
He's pretty fast for a horse.
Faster than 2 race cars running.
He made it to the Kentucky Derby and he won. On the Preakness, he beat all the horses from a long distance. And he's trying to win the Belmont to win the Triple Crown.
It's beyond winning a race now. It's greatness. It's immortality.
If I never win another race as a trainer, I could go in a racetrack and people go, oh, that's a guy that trained Smarty Jones, was undefeated and won the Triple Crown. He's America's horse. He's the U.S. Olympic team. The whole country is just rallying behind him, and they're hoping he can pull it off.
I love Smarty Jones. I love Smarty Jones.
Go, Smarty! Go, Smarty! He's gonna win the Triple Crown.
You are the best we know. Good luck, Smarty Jones.
And here's a live shot at the barn as they were all watching the piece about John Service and Smarty Jones. There's John himself. You know, I asked him the other day, the offers to train some of the best horses in America, the best bred horses, will be coming his way after this run with Smarty Jones. And I asked him if he would leave Philadelphia Park to take some of those offers, but he said for the next year he would do nothing until his oldest son Blaine graduates from high school, and then the family will sit down and make that decision as a family. Typical answer from John Service. In fact, he said, you know, maybe Blaine will go to the University of Kentucky. So as you see, the horses have begun their trek over to the paddock to be saddled for the Belmont Stakes, where Stuart Elliott and Smarty Jones take the Triple Crown.
Take it easy, baby.
And there is Smarty Jones. No telling how many $2 souvenir tickets have been sold on him today. One man ordered 6,000 of them. They have special windows set up here at Belmont Park just for that. Smarty, the last one in line, going into the tunnel that will lead them out to the front of the stands. And everyone on their feet here in the record crowd at Belmont as the first horses make their appearance. It should be quite a roar as Smarty makes his emergence from that tunnel into the view of all those people in the front of the stands. There's Birdstone, Rock Hard 10. Royal Assault after that. Meanwhile, through the tunnel, Smarty Jones with the flash bulbs going off. Everyone wants a shot of Smarty Jones. It could be a historical photo if Smarty runs his race today. He's about halfway through that tunnel now. When he makes his appearance, let's listen for the crowd reaction. He knows how to make an entrance, doesn't he? All right, here are the horses for the Belmont Stakes. Number 1, Master David, trained by Bobby Frankel, who trained Empire Maker to upset Funnyside last year. Funnyside's triple ruined by Master David, who was 3rd in the Peter Pan, 12th behind Smarty in the Kentucky Derby. Number 2 is Purge, who won the Peter Pan Stakes by 6 3/4 lengths, but it chased Smarty Jones in both the Rebel Stakes and Arkansas Derby. In fact, in the Arkansas Derby, he was 5th, beaten 7.5 lengths. Number 3 is Cayman, the long shot, who began his racing career last year in Mexico, has never won a stakes race. Cayman is a sort of crocodile. He'd take a big bite if he wins today under Ramon Dominguez, who led the U.S. in total wins last year. Number 4, Birdstone, in the colors of the Mary Lou Whitney stables. Mary Lou and Nick Zito won a race on the card already today. In fact, Zito has 2 winners already today. In the Derby, Birdstone lost one of his shoes, finished 8th, but he did win the Champagne Stakes as a 2-year-old on this Belmont track last year. Number 5 is Rock Hard 10, the beautiful 17-hand horse. After 6 weeks off, he was 2nd to Smarty Jones in the Preakness, but was beaten over 11 lengths. This is only his 5th lifetime start. Number 6, Royal Assault, Tracy Farmer and Nick Zito's 2nd horse, won the Sir Barton Stakes Preakness Day at Pimlico. As you hear a crowd as Smarty Jones goes by another portion of the stands here. Royal Assault had been 5th in the Wood Memorial. Tap Dancer, based at Philadelphia Park, is here. He was in the Sir Barton, also 4th behind Royal Assault. Number 8 is Eddington. Eddington 3rd in the Wood Memorial, then excluded because of lack of graded stakes earnings in the Derby. Came back in the Preakness off a 5-week layoff and finished 3rd. Jerry Bailey could send him up closer to the pace today. And there's Smarty Jones, Pennsylvania bred, but conceived in Kentucky. And all the Kentucky breeders trying to get him to stand at stud at their farm now. Last week, an offer of $30 million for him, $40 million if he wins the Belmont. We understand just a day ago, the offer now has gone to $50 million if he wins the Belmont Stakes today. Smarty Jones, Sift, different tracks, his 9th different distance. He is 8 for 8.
Right now at Joseph A. Bank, buy one
on NBC.
John Service, his wife Sherry, watching as their colt seemed to handle the delay very well. There's Cayman going in. Next will be Birdstone. Lauren Venosa was there with John Service watching them load in. That's Stuart Elliott's girlfriend. Here's Tap Dancer, then Eddington, and then Smarty Jones. There's Lauren Venosa, Stuart Elliott's fiance. And now for the call of the 136 Belmont Stakes, here's Tom Durkin.
Smarty Jones takes his spot in post 9, moments away from the start. Will he take his place in racing history? We'll see. They're off in the 136 Belmont. Smarty Jones got off to a good beginning today. Eddington not off particularly well. Rock Hard 10 is showing speed this afternoon. He's right up there with Smarty Jones, who's on the outside. Purge comes through on the rail, and Eddington will be on the outside of Smarty Jones as they move into the clubhouse turn. And then it's Cayman now, who's running 5th and angles over toward the inside. Birdstone in between horses 6th, Royal Assault is 7th. Master David is reined in to run back in 8th position, and Long Shot Tap Dancer trails the field. Purge is the leader. Rock Hard 10 right up on the pace today, and Stuart Elliott trying to find a comfort zone there with Smarty Jones. They're in the clear on the outside 3rd, not far behind Jerry Bailey and Eddington running along in 4th. Then they're followed by Royal Assault and Birdstone on the outside. The opening quarter went in 24 1/5 seconds. The half 48 3/5 seconds. The pace is fairly soft, and Smarty Jones has taken the lead as they begin their long journey down the Belmont backstretch. But he's not going to get a breather. It is Eddington to press him all the way, and Rock Hard 10 looms large just in behind the lead. He's only 2 lengths behind Smarty Jones now. There's a break of another 2.5 lengths back, and Purge down toward the inside. He's working harder to be 4th. Birdstone's alongside him. The field now moving for the 5 furlong marker. Smarty Jones, a challenge on the inside from Rock Hard 10. There's 5 furlongs to go, just a minute from the wire, and Smarty Jones has to hold on to that lead for just 1 minute more. Rock Hard 10 is pressing him from the inside. Eddington is working harder to stay within 2 lengths of the lead. lead. Birdstone commences a rally. He's 6 lengths from the front. Purge has nothing left. Then farther back, it's Royal Assault, Master David, and Tap Dancer. Around the far turn, and it's Smarty Jones. He lets it out a notch to lead by a length and a half. Birdstone is coming up on the outside. Rock Hard 10 is toiling. He's now 3 lengths behind. They're coming to the top of the stretch. Smarty Jones has a 4-length lead. Birdstone is moving to be second on the outside. Rock Hard 10 is back to third. And Smarty Jones enters the stretch to the roar of 120,000. But Birdstone is going to make him earn it today. The whip is out on Smarty Jones. It's been 26 years. It's just 1 furlong away. Birdstone is an upside front. They're coming down to the finish. Can Smarty Jones hold on? Here comes Birdstone. Birdstone surges past. Birdstone wins the Belmont Stakes. Smarty Jones was valiant but vanquished, finishing second. Royal Assault came on to be third. And so this Triple Crown remains vacated for 26 long years. And this magical Triple Crown trail of Smarty Jones comes to a disheartening end in the final strides of the Belmont Stakes.
Hearts broken again in the final strides at the Belmont. They ganged up on him. Everybody took a shot at him. And Birdstone finally got there in the closing strides. Remember, Birdstone, one of the few horses that had raced over this Belmont Oval. He won the Champagne Stakes, the biggest race for 2-year-olds here in New York last year. He had sort of fallen on hard times this spring. In the Kentucky Derby, he lost his shoe, didn't run well. But he came back to the track where he'd had his greatest success and upset Smarty's bid for the Triple Crown, the first loss in Smarty Jones' career. It's the first Belmont victory for Nick Zito, the New Yorker, in 12 tries after finishing second 5 times. And Donna is with Stuart Elliott on Smarty Jones.
Stuart, I have to say I'm sorry for you, but I think all the viewers at home are going to be a little worried about Smarty Jones. Is he okay?
He's fine. He's fine. I mean, he ran. I don't know. That other horse just come and got him.
Looked like you were pressed throughout from both sides.
Yes, a little bit on both sides, but my horse was still just dragging me and turned for home, and he went to run, and that horse just come and got us.
If you could put your finger on anything that caused the defeat today, could you say?
No.
Horse racing.
That's horse racing.
Stuart, I'm sorry about it, but he'll live to fight again.
Thank you.
John, you just went over and congratulated Nick Zito. What were your thoughts as they turned for home in that, and it looked like Smarty Jones was pulling away?
Well, I was a little concerned. It just didn't look like, the one thing I was really concerned about. It just didn't look like he settled as good as he had in his previous races. And, I was worried about that the whole 3 weeks, and it obviously came to hand.
With about probably a mile to go in the race, he got the challenge from Rock Hard 10. Then he started to settle in and pull away. Were you feeling better at that time?
To be very honest with you, I wasn't feeling good down the backside. He just didn't look like he was settling like he had, and I was really concerned about that.
You kept the same routine coming into today. Was this basically the same routine? Did he feel good this morning? Did you feel confident when you walked him over here?
I felt very good. The one thing I was worried about the whole time in between the Preakness was, him just being too sharp, and obviously I couldn't get him settled enough.
I was up there in the box with you just after the race. You turned around, and Mr. Chapman said something to you. Could you tell us what you two briefly talked about?
He asked me who won it, and to be honest with you, I don't know what we even went on after that. I was watching my horse.
As far as this whole run for yourself, I remember talking in Arkansas with you just before the Arkansas Derby, just before you made this fabulous run. When you look back, any emotions running through your mind in those final strides?
Yeah, it hurt, but hell, we had a really good run, and we're going to put our heads down. We're proud.
And as far as the family, I believe you said a couple of things to your sons that were around you and your wife as well right after Birdstone finished just in front at the wire. What did you say to them?
I told them that, we did a good job, and, don't put your head down. Don't be upset. We did a good job. Don't forget that.
And you seem like a man that still felt very comfortable, and after the race that, you had your horse ready to come in here.
Yeah, my horse ran a race. I mean, he ran a very good race. I think what really hurt us was the fact that he didn't settle. He got a lot of pressure early. He kind of drugged Stu to the lead, where before he just settled off the pace really nice. And, that when they turned down the backside, I was concerned.
John, thanks for your time.
Thank you, Kenny.
He's been a very gracious winner and certainly gracious here in defeat, rushing over to shake hands with Nick Zito right after the race. Tom?
So once again, our hopes of a Triple Crown winner are dashed, and the longest time between Triple Crown champions will extend now to 27 years. Birdstone was the winner today, and take nothing from him, and yet the thoughts naturally drift back to Smarty Jones and his improbable story. Even if he failed to write the ultimate happy ending to that story today, in the chase for the crown, he gave us 5 weeks of pure joy, proving that even in this deeply divided country in troubling times, a genuine hero can be a unifying force. Smarty meant so much to so many people that even in defeat, we salute him and all those around him for making these last few weeks so special. Birdstone wins the Belmont Stakes. Tom Hammond, for all of us here at NBC, saying so long from Belmont Park.
Now let's welcome the horses and jockeys for the 143rd running of the Belmont Stakes onto the track with Frank Sinatra's timeless recording of New York, New York.
Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I want to be a part of it in old New York. If I can make it there, I'll make it anywhere. It's up to you, New York, New York. In a city that never sleeps, and find I'm a #1, top of the list, king of the hill, a #1. It's up to you, New York, New York.
And the horses are on the track. You saw Ruler on Ice acting up a little bit as the music started, and he came out of the tunnel. And then Master of Hounds broke off early out of the post parade. There he is already on the back stretch. He, of course, was 5th in the Derby, the Irish-based horse that knows distance. Considering all his frequent flyer miles, he should indeed relish this 1.5 miles today. And as we continue with the post parade, number 2, Stay Thirsty. As the year began, Mike Rapoli, Todd Pletcher figured they'd be at the Belmont with their champion Uncle Mo, but he's sidelined, so this colt carries the colors, hoping for better than his 12th at Churchill Downs. It'd mean a lot for native New Yorker Rapoli. 3 is Ruler on Ice, who did not have enough graded earnings to make the Derby field, so on Derby Day finished 2nd in the Tessio Stakes at Pimlico. He's been in the money 5 straight races at 5 different tracks, but takes a big step up today with blinkers on. Number 4, Santiva, named for a mail boat that used to run between Sanibel and Captiva Islands in Florida. The first Belmont starter for Irish-born trainer Eddie Keneally and Jamaican-born jockey Sean Bridgemahan. Gained ground in the Derby stretch, but wound up 6th. Number 5, Brilliant Speed, like Santiva, moving from back in the pack at Churchill Downs. He was 7th. Earlier, he made a furious charge to win the Bluegrass Stakes on Keeneland's polytrack surface, trained by Brooklyn-born Tom Albertrani. 6 is Nehru, named for India's first Prime Minister Nehru. This colt desperate for a win after 3 straight seconds, all in derbies. Louisiana, Arkansas, Kentucky. With over 5,800 wins, Steve Asmussen, the 5th highest total in American racing history. Number 7, Monzon, named for boxer Carlos Monzon, owned by Maryland's Sagamore Farm, the historic property founded by Alfred Gwynn Vanderbilt, now being refurbished by Kevin Plank, the co-founder of Under Armour. This gelding 6th in the Peter Pan here at Belmont, May 14th. Number 8, Prime Cut, also ran in the Peter Pan. He was 3rd. He has been worse than 3rd just once in 7 career starts for trainer Neil Howard, a native New Yorker now based in Kentucky. His only other Belmont starter was Parade Ground, who was 4th in 1998. 9 is Animal Kingdom, the Derby champion, and 2nd in the Preakness. A victory today would give him a leg up on the 3-year-old championship, but the last Derby winner to take the Belmont, Thunder Gulch, back in 1995. 10 is Mucho Macho Man. He and his heart transplant trainer Kathy Ritvo have answered every call this Triple Crown. 3rd in the Derby, 6th in the Preakness, losing a shoe. Today with new shoes and a new jockey, last year's Eclipse Award winner Ramon Dominguez. 11, Isn't He Perfect, a long shot, the most experienced member of the field with 13 starts, 7 this year, including the Preakness where he ran 9th, beaten 11 lengths. And number 12 is Shackelford, who broke out of the post parade early. Owner Mike Laufer and W.D. Cubbage, the owners, tried to sell him at the Keeneland yearling sale, but he failed to reach his reserve price of $275,000. Are they ever glad he didn't sell? Laufer's from the small town of Paintsville, Kentucky, where the local simulcast parlor ran out of money and had to send for reinforcements when the local favorite won the Preakness. And those are the horses for the 143rd Belmont Stakes as we look at Johnny Velasquez. Will he take the test of a champion? Or will it be the relative Triple Crown newcomer Jesus Castanon on Shackelford?
Each year, 95% of home
Copperfit.
All right, now for the call of the 143rd Belmont Stakes. $1 million, a mile and a half, the 3rd jewel of the Triple Crown. Let's go up for the call to Larry Colmus.
All right, thank you, Tom. Brilliant Speed has moved in with Isn't He Perfect, one of the long shots here. Here's the Derby runner-up, Nehru, moving into line, which will leave only the Preakness winner, Shackelford, and Jesus Castanon to complete the lineup here. Shackelford walks up to the outside stall, goes in. They're all in line for the Belmont Stakes. They're off in the Belmont Stakes, and Shackelford broke like a rocket. No, Animal Kingdom almost lost John Velasquez at the break. Animal Kingdom almost lost John Velasquez, and he's out of the irons there in the early stages of the race. So Shackelford will make the lead in the run to the first turn. And a very poor start for Animal Kingdom. It is Shackelford in front, and he's going to set the pace into the first turn in front by a length and a half. Ruler on Ice on the outside, second. Stay Thirsty rides the rail, third. Santiva follows in fourth, and it's Nehru. That opening quarter was quick. It was 23 4/5 seconds. Nehru was racing about 6 lengths off the lead. And then comes Mucho Macho Man. Isn't He Perfect? Brilliant Speed to the outside. Prime Cut along the rail. Master of Hounds is about 10 lengths off Shackelford, and they're followed by Monzon, and Animal Kingdom is dead last after a disastrous start as they go to the backstretch. That half was in 49 seconds flat. So Shackelford slows things down a bit, like he did in the Preakness. With that high cruising speed, he leads the way by a length. Pressure just a bit by Ruler on Ice on the outside, second. Stay Thirsty rides the rail, third. Santiva follows fourth. Mucho Macho Man is fifth right now, and he's 5.5 lengths off the lead. Then Nehru. Brilliant Speed to the outside. Master of Hounds is progressing inside of Brilliant Speed, and they start to tighten up. Master of Hounds is only 5 lengths off the lead. Then Prime Cut on the inside. Isn't He Perfect? Monzon, and Animal Kingdom is still last, and he's far behind the field, but he's closer than he was. He's about 12 lengths behind Shackelford. 3/4 win in 1:14-2. Around the far turn, it's been Shackelford all the way. He came out of the gate fast, and he's still in front. Ruler on Ice, a long shot, second to the outside. Stay Thirsty is at the rail. Santiva, Mucho Macho Man is there. And can Animal Kingdom make up this ground? He's gaining ground. Brilliant Speed, oh, on the far outside is moving well. It's still Shackelford and Ruler on Ice. And these two will turn for home with a quarter of a mile to run in the Belmont Stakes. And Shackelford is on the rail, and he's lost the lead. On the outside is Brilliant Speed. Ruler on Ice. Animal Kingdom is on the far outside. Could he be this good? He's down the middle of the track. Ruler on Ice, Brilliant Speed. Up the fence, Stay Thirsty is coming on. Animal Kingdom won't get there. Shackelford is back to fourth. Ruler on Ice, Stay Thirsty on the inside. These two down to the wire. Ruler on Ice at 24-1 in the Belmont Stakes. He's won it and was Stay Thirsty second. Brilliant Speed, then Nero, and Shackelford finished in front of Animal Kingdom. Ruler on Ice and Jose Valdivia in a Belmont shocker.
It is indeed another Belmont shocker. Ruler on Ice, 24-1. Excluded from the Derby. He entered but wasn't allowed to run because he didn't have enough graded earnings. And he makes up for it today with blinkers on, tucked in right behind Shackelford, made his move in the stretch, and held off the closers.
Kelly Breen put the blinkers on this horse, worked him out of the starting gate, had the fastest work of the day, said that he wanted him closer to the pace today. He got his wish, laid second. Great ride from Jose Valdivia.
And Stay Thirsty at 16-1. Mike Rapoli's horse second, and Brilliant Speed at 10-1 was third. Wow. And a look at Ruler on Ice, Jose Valdivia, trained by Kelly Breen, owned by George and Lori Hall of New Jersey.
Disaster for Animal Kingdom at the start of the race here, Tom. Johnny Velasquez actually winds up losing his left stirrup. He almost comes off. He clipped heels with the horse just inside of him. That's Monzone that he clipped towards heels with. He made a great run coming into this stretch, but you just worry when something like this happens, if he grabbed a quarter. Ruler on Ice, in the meantime, was able to set off of those realistic fractions set by Shackelford. No excuse from Shackelford, just to his inside, running pretty much the same race as he did in the Preakness, about 1 mile and 3/16. But the last eighth of a mile, there's Ruler on Ice, Jose Valdivia kicking on the last 16th of a mile. Stay Thirsty, he attended the pace as well early on, stays on well down on the inside.
Donna.
Jose just told me I have no idea what to say. I'm at a loss for words, and I'm never at a loss for words. What you got to try to talk about it. 24-1, you pulled off a huge upset. Your Belmont debut, you get your first Belmont Stakes.
All day long. First of all, my wife, Renee, I love you, babe. My two kids at home, Shane and Luca, I know watching their daddy, and Papa didn't win a race today, guys, and it was a big one. What can I tell you? It's one of those things, you know, every race, people are asking, well, what do you think? What does it take to win this race? And you just got to be part of it. You can't win if you're in the chalks room. You can only win it when you're out here on the track. And, you know, Mr. George and Miss Lori Hall believed in me, believed in this horse, Kelly Breen. I mean, unbelievable. We put the blinkers on him. You know, Kelly's idea, thinking, well, it seems like this horse is hanging a little bit. And today we figured the way the track was playing, he said, what do you have to lose? You got a great post. Come out of there running, see where Shackelford is, and play it as it may. We sat second, and unbelievable feeling. You know how it is when they just stay in your hand. We hit the far turn. We still have a half mile to go, but a lot of guys I can hear smooching and starting to ride. And I'm sitting, and I feel like I have a lot of horse underneath me. Jesus goes to riding, his horse battles back. And down the lane, I mean, God, just like Johnny had told me at the 16 points, that you have clear vision. And you get into your zone where everything stops. And I'm a couple yards from the wire, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm gonna win the Belmont.
I told you, Tom, that Jose isn't normally at a loss for words. Well done, Jose, Tom.
The emotion coming out from Jose Valdivia, who takes this gelding by Roman Ruler to an upset win in the Belmont Stakes. Wow.
Right now at Joseph A. Bank, buy one suit or a sport coat, get 2 free. Mix and match. Choose from a huge selection of fine quality suits and sport coats. Buy one, get 2 free. Only at Joseph A. Bank.
There are some things that mattresses aren't supposed to remember. Stay thirsty, my friends.
California Chrome shines bright in the Kentucky Derby. California Chrome has won the Preakness.
Belmont Week continues tomorrow on NBCSN, and race day is Saturday on NBC.
You're watching the NBC Sports Network, NBCSN.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names. They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
Call right now to get your free Senior Care Compass ebook. Find out about the 5 best-kept secrets on financing senior care and assisted living. Call 800-325-1292. 800-325-1292.
With Betfair Casino, enjoy the thrill of a casino anytime, anywhere. We offer more daily promotions than any other online casino. Exclusive slot titles. And the best casino app for both Android and iOS. Let's play, NJ. Join BetfairCasino.com and get a free $10 bonus.
For 5 weeks, it looked like a bid for history was in the making.
I'll have another has won the Kentucky Derby. He ran down Bodymeister to win the Preakness, and the Triple Crown will be on the line at Belmont Park.
But then, yesterday afternoon, came the news. A devastating scratch.
I'll have another's retired, so I'm afraid the history is going to have to wait for another day.
So, no Triple Crown for at least one more year. And in this case, a reminder of just how fickle the sport of horse racing can be. But as in any sport, the other contenders in the field, who entered the Belmont planning to play spoiler, now look to seize opportunity and a suddenly stronger shot at one jewel of the Triple Crown. Including Union Rags, a favorite 5 weeks ago in the Derby, who finished 7th in a nightmare ride at Churchill Downs. Dullahan, 3rd in the Derby, said to be looking strong this week on the track. And Painter, trained by Bob Baffert, whose horse Bodymeister came up just short in both the Derby and Preakness. They and 8 other horses leave the start gate in just a few moments after a whirlwind turn of events that's transformed the nature and meaning of the 144th Belmont Stakes.
Despite the fact there is not a Triple Crown on the line today, 85,811 have turned out at Belmont Park to see the Belmont Stakes. Dullahan and Union Rags on the board at co-favorites 5-2, although slightly more money has been bet on Dullahan, and there's Union Rags.
We got Donna Barton in here right now. I wanted to ask her how Johnny warmed Union Rags up today. A lot of times you'll warm a horse up to get them more active to make sure they get away from the starting gate.
Yeah, Gary, he kept Union Rags with the pony. Actually, I saw only one horse kick away from the pony, and that was Jose Lascano on the one Street Life. Street Life, as you know, gets well out of it early, and I think he just wanted to try to get a little bit more speed in him to give himself half of a chance to keep up. But actually, Johnny kept Union Rags just a normal warm-up, and I think that's just attributed to the fact that it's a mile and a half, Gary. They don't want to do too much in the post-parade and then try to get the distance.
And it's also very noisy down here in front of the starting gate right now, and that could get them ready to roll as well.
So there's Union Rags. Normal to see him sweat a lot. He is a sweater. And Dullahan seems to be well behaved as he is taken by an assistant starter in preparation for entering the starting gate.
And Painter, Mike Smith, with a final pat of his mount, who is currently at 4-1. Here's a final check of the Belmont Stakes odds. Union Rags at 5-2, Dullahan at 5-2, and Painter at 4-1.
$3 million has been bet on Dullahan, $2.8 million on Union Rags. The public sees this as a virtual toss-up.
Dullahan heads to his stall. Bob Baffert and his wife Jill, his son Bodie looking on. Wayne Lucas, the veteran, pawed by a horse with a black eye behind those sunglasses now. He had a little accident earlier. Kelly Breen looking to win back-to-back Belmonts. And with the call of the race, let's go to Larry Colmus, the 144th Belmont Stakes.
Thanks, Tom. Optimizer was acting up a little bit, but now he has taken his spot in the starting gate, and that's going to leave My Adonis to complete the lineup here for the 144th running of the Belmont Stakes. They're all in line, and we are ready for the start. They're off, and the Belmont Stakes in Union Rags had a fine start today. Painter is going to go to set the pace, though. And on the far outside, My Adonis came out with speed. Optimizer is up close between those two. And Unstoppable You is down on the inside. Union Rags will be 5th early as they run for that first turn. Union Rags is only about 3 lengths off the lead. Dullahan is in behind him. Atigan saves ground, and then 5-16 Ravello's Boy. Guiana Star Dweej and late running Street Life is the trailer, and he's about 10 lengths off of Painter, who completes an opening quarter in 23 3/5 seconds. A solid first fraction for Painter and Mike Smith. Optimizer is second on the outside. Unstoppable You is running in 3rd position. My Adonis is 4th as they make their way to the backstretch. And Union Rags and John Velasquez are 5th on the inside. They're 4.5 lengths off the lead, and they've had a good trip so far. Then Guiana Star Dweej moving up along of 5-16. And then Atigan along the inside. Ravello's Boy. Dullahan is now back 2nd last on the backstretch. He's 8 lengths off the lead. And Street Life is the trailer as Painter continues to lead them. He completes a half mile in the Belmont Stakes in 49 1/5 seconds. So he slowed things down a bit, did Mike Smith on Painter. Unstoppable You is now off the rail to put some pressure on. Optimizer is running in 3rd while Union Rags continues to ride the rail, and he's 4 lengths off the lead. And then it's My Adonis to the outside. Atigan is in behind them. Dullahan is now gaining some ground on the rail. He still has 7 lengths to make up. Painter continues to lead the way. 3/4 went in 1:14 3 around the far turn. Painter is the leader. Union Rags is slipping through an opening on the inside of Unstoppable You. My Adonis is going 3 wide. Dullahan is now being ridden to the back of the pack. He's got to go. Painter is the leader as they make their way to the top of the stretch. Unstoppable You is second. Union Rags is right behind them, while Atigan swings up on the far outside, and they're into the stretch. Painter, here's Atigan on the far outside. Unstoppable You. Union Rags is 4th along the rail. Dullahan and Street Life are trying to get involved late. It's still Painter, Union Rags, Atigan, Painter, Union Rags fighting from the rail. Painter, Union Rags has got him. Union Rags in the Belmont Stakes. And Painter was 2nd best. Then came Atigan, followed by Street Life. It was the real Union Rags today. He won the Belmont.
There's the horse we've all been waiting to see. Union Rags coming through on the inside. Finally lives up to his potential and takes a classic win in the 1.5-mile Belmont Stakes. There are the connections. Michael Matz. You remember Michael Matz, the silver medal winning Olympian who trained Barbaro to win the Kentucky Derby, the ill-fated Barbaro. And now he has Union Rags, whom he compared to Barbaro early in a description to Phyllis Wyeth, who owns this colt. And they have their redemption. There's Phyllis Wyeth. She's confined to a wheelchair, has been since 2001. She was a former steeplechase rider, but in 1962 was involved in an automobile accident that nearly took her life. She broke her neck in that accident. She worked in John F. Kennedy's White House, but she has been a stalwart owner and breeder in this business. She sold Union Rags and thought so much of him in the family's breeding, the family's investment in him, that she bought him back for nearly 3 times what she sold him for. Well, it pays off today in the Belmont Stakes. The Hickory Tree Farm family from Virginia and the Hickory Tree bloodlines represented on the dam side, the mother's side of Union Rags today. And John Velasquez gets the mount, rides for the first time, and has success as the crowd cheers as they post the numbers with Painter in second behind Union Rags. And finishing third was Atagun.
Johnny Velasquez aboard Union Rags was just praying for room. He was bottled up. I thought he was going to get stopped again, as he did in the Florida Derby and the Kentucky Derby. 2 Hall of Famers here. Mike Smith already in the Hall of Fame. Johnny Velasquez, he's going into the Hall of Fame. He splits things up here, Randy, in a tremendous ride, tremendous effort by both horses.
And how much heartbreak can one trainer have in a Triple Crown? Bob Baffert, the trainer of Painter, sees the Belmont end along with Mike Smith, just as the Preakness did on Bodemeister. Baffert also second in the Derby with Bodemeister, his own Triple Crown of sorts, second in all 3 legs, and the last 2 in heartbreaking fashion. And look at Union Rags, the big Union Rags, squeezing through on the inside, and that jockey change paid off.
Well, it did. It was a great trip there. I mean, he got through. He had to get lucky to get through. It was not easy getting through that hole. But the horse showed the willingness and the bravery to do it.
And here's the official photo finish with Union Rags getting the win over Painter, and once again second for Mike Smith and Bob Baffert. Donna?
Well, Johnny, the people have been watching him all along. He's had some tough trips. This was your first time to ride him, though. What was your impression of him?
I was great, man. He did everything what he did in the works in the morning. I was very confident the way he worked. I mean, I thought I had a great trip in there. I thought, you know, I know Julian moving the outside of the other horse, and I was watching Mike, and I would just watch him. Hopefully he go to left-handed and go after Julian a little bit on the outside, and once he did that, I ran through the rail, and he was very brave to get through there.
Johnny, you mentioned that you worked in last week. When you worked in last week, did you think this is the kind of horse that can win the Belmont Stakes on?
He just worked so unbelievable. I was just hoping that he can put that work in today's race, and he did. I was very proud of him.
You're a New York rider. You've ridden in 16 Belmont Stakes. This is your second win. What's it mean to you to win this leg of the Triple Crown?
Just to be home, do it. This is my home for 22 years. It's incredible to be here and winning it. So I don't have words to describe it.
And to get this win for Michael.
Incredible. You know, they like this horse for so long, and for him to finally, you know, rise up to the top again, I'm very, very happy for him.
Well done, Johnny.
So John Velasquez aboard Union Rags for the first time, wins his second Belmont Stakes, and ironically, the man he replaced, Julien Leparoux, finishes third on Atagun at 20-1. And Michael Matz, who has said all along, this horse is something special. Well, he was proven right today as he wins the Belmont Stakes narrowly over the game Painter. Another second for Bob Baffert.
We heat the room to 110 degrees.
Huh?
She's fine.
In a world filled with fads, it's nice to get back to basics. New P3 Portable Protein Pack. It's 13 grams of serious protein without taking itself too seriously. It's the original protein. It's Oscar Mayer.
Our famous traveler shirts are 2 for $99, plus a third free at Joseph A. Bank. Traveler wrinkle-free 100% cotton dress shirts and sports shirts, 2 for $99, and a third free. Now through Sunday at Joseph A. Bank.
Sentra with Bose Audio and Nissan Connect technology. Spread your joy. Nissan. Innovation that excites.
We've got a small business, and we needed a new website.
I talked to a web design company, but they wanted to charge me a fortune.
Then I heard about web.com.
They said they would build me a custom website for free.
We just thought, there's no way.
Then I called them up.
And then they built it for me.
A custom website built free. Who would have thought?
If you call the experts at web.com now, we'll build you a new custom website absolutely free. Then we'll list your website in hundreds of places online so new customers can easily find you. If you're happy with your new website, we'll continue to provide promotion, hosting, support, and maintenance, all for one low monthly fee. If not, cancel and pay nothing.
And when they say nothing, they really mean nothing.
Call right now and get a free .com or .net domain name for your new website powered by VeriSign, the world's leading domain name provider. You say it, we build it free. It's as easy as web.com.
Call 1-877-558-9495 today.
The Stanley Cup Final is on NBC. With a Game 1 victory in LA, Quick and the Kings look to take a 2-game lead over Lundqvist and the Rangers. Rangers, Kings, Game 2, Saturday following the Belmont Stakes on NBC.
At Texas Motor Speedway, when the sun goes down, IndyCar heats up.
We just could not catch a break.
Under the lights in prime time, this ain't no rodeo. Firestone 600, Saturday 8 Eastern on NBCSN.
Belmont Stakes is official, running 230.42 as Union Rags pays $750. Painter second, Adigan the long shot third, paying $10.60 in the show spot. The exacta $31.40, $248 for the dollar trifecta, and as you see the dollar superfecta payoff as well. Union Rags $750 to win the Belmont Stakes. And a couple of moments ago, Bob Newmeyer had a chance to talk to Mike Smith. He must have been disappointed, Bob.
Yeah, no doubt he was devastated. The deja vu element of this, Preakness versus Belmont. But here's the point. Mike Smith blamed himself for the loss, said a veteran rider should never allow his horse to drift off the rail, thus allowing John Velasquez and Union Rags to sneak up the inside and nail him on the wire. Mike Smith said, it never happened to a veteran rider like me. Here's Bob Costas.
All right, a makeshift situation here for the presentation of the trophy. Steve Dunker is the chairman of the New York Racing Association, and he will make that presentation. Steve?
Thank you, Bob. First, just a quick thank you to our New York racing fans who support us all day, every day, all year long, and our great horsemen. Now to the race. Johnny V, what a ride. Holy cow, that was sensational. And Union Rags, as gutty a gritty a race as you can run. To Johnny V, Michael Matt, and especially Mrs. Wyatt, congratulations. Your colt just passed the test of a champion. Congratulations.
Yes. I don't know who's going to take custody of it, but you can hold on to it for the moment. Steve, Mrs. Wyeth, you sold Union Rags and then repurchased the horse. Why?
Because I knew I had a dream. I knew he would make it. I only have that racehorse and a half of another, a claimer, and I knew Michael could do it with him. It was my dream, and he made it come through today. He and Johnny. I knew he could do it. And nobody would have gotten through on the rail other than Johnny today. I can tell you that. That was unbelievable. He just said, move over, I'm coming. He believed in the horse. And Michael got him there. It was an unbelievable job.
Thank you, Mrs. Wyeth. John, quickly, your thoughts on the tactics. Our time is short.
I thought it worked out perfectly. I wanted to get a good break, get in a nice, comfortable position that he was going forward. And down the quarter pole, I was just hoping that I get a nice little room that he could go through there. And I got to give it to the horse. He did it all for me. When I asked him, he was there for me, and he responded all the way to the wire. So I'm very, very glad that I got on him. I'm very glad that I knew him, and he worked out just fine for us.
And Michael Match, you thought you had a horse with Triple Crown potential. Bad trip in the Derby, but what a way to end the last of the 3 Triple Crown contests.
Well, I'm just glad for Phyllis and the horse that we really got to see the real Union Rags.
That's going to do it for all of us here. For our entire team, I'm Bob Costas saying so long from Belmont Park, where Union Rags won the Belmont Stakes.
I'm sick of giving and getting nothing in return. No, you know what? I'm through.